Hey book dragons, welcome back to my channel. Glad you could be here. Today we're going to talk about how I rate books. Let's go. So this is going to be a little bit more of a casual talk with Chaz, just giving you an idea of my book rating journey. I did a video several months back where I put together this somewhat elaborate breakdown of my star rating system. Because as a book reviewer, of course you have to do star ratings, right? Or at least Goodreads makes you feel like you do. And I found that it just wasn't working for me. I remember someone had commented on one of my more recent videos after that, what happened to your 5 dragons or whatever it was? Because I used to use dragons to rate books. I'm going to give this 4.5 dragons or 5 dragons or whatever. Just to, make it more in line with my channel. And that was cool, but I begin to realize that my star ratings or my dragon ratings didn't totally do books justice, because I may give a book that really deserves a 4-star, more of a 3-star, or I might give a 5-star book a 4-star rating, or because it's all subjective. And that's what I began to realize is I don't know if the star rating system really works for what I'm trying to do on my channel. I like talking about books, and I like talking about my feelings about books and some of my favorite characters and some of the themes that are presented in different books. But everybody gets a little bit of a different experience from a book, and I've begun to realize that the star rating system just doesn't work for me at all, really. So if you're hearing me say that I'm not going to do star ratings anymore, you're hearing me right. Because from this point on, and for a little while now, I haven't really been talking about star ratings. I just want to give a good overview of the book and some of my thoughts on books, and give you enough information where you will know if you want to pick up a book that I've reviewed, but not be so tied into, oh, this is a 5-star or this is a 3-star. And that's not to say that that doesn't work for other reviewers. It does. I know people that I watch and love their videos that do a point system, or they do the star rating system, or any one of a number of different things. I like what they bring to the table with those reviews, and I wouldn't change it because it works for them. But I'm not really good at solidifying a review into a star system. We've gotten so conditioned, I think, by platforms like Goodreads and other platforms like it to rate a book based on how many stars we think it's worth. And I will still do that on Goodreads or on Storygraph or whatever platform I happen to be using, because that's the primary method that they use to do that on those platforms. So I will still figure out a way to give it a star rating, but I think my tendency is probably to give a book a 4 or 5 star, just because I don't want to keep anybody from reading a book if it sounds like it's something that would work for them. So for my purposes on this channel, I'm a very character-driven reader. So obviously when I talk about a book, I'm going to talk a lot about characters. I'm going to talk about which characters impacted me the most. I'm going to talk about which characters I love to hate or hate to love. And I'm gonna be talking about the idiosyncrasies of those characters that make them so lovable. Um, I do enjoy a good plot as well, and I do like to look at the themes that are presented in different books as well. So I will touch on themes and on plot as well. Magic system for sure. If it's a fantasy book, I'll definitely be talking about the magic system. But I'm not gonna really go with the star rating system anymore. I think for me, it's going to be more informative if I tell you what worked for me and what didn't, and what I thought about the characters and the magic and things like that. So that's kind of where I'm going in the future of this channel. Going into 2022, I want to focus more on the core elements of the story that make it work or make it not work, and see what you think and see what you can derive from that. Now, I will say things like, oh, this book was good, or it was great, or it was amazing. I'll still, so that's kind of a rating system, I guess, right? It's like, this was a good book, great, or amazing, or maybe it was just meh. And you'll know if it was meh for me. I'll definitely say it or allude to that fact if I just didn't really like it that much. I don't know. I just kind of feel like focusing on the core elements of the story will do books more justice than star ratings will, for me. But I highly respect anyone who still gives the star ratings. I think it works for some people. It just doesn't work for me. And there's other videos out there that present arguments like this a whole lot more eloquently than I could do and have done in this video. And that there's a recent video by Dr. Philip Chase. If you watch his channel, you'll be familiar with him, and you've probably seen this video I'm talking about. If you haven't watched Philip, you really need to. You are sorely missing out. Joanna also did a video. Hers was more of a book tag, focusing on how to do reviews and things like that. And there's been some other great videos out there as well. So I think it's worth exploring methods outside the star rating system or the point rating system. But kudos to you if you do those in your videos. If you're a booktuber, more power to you. It just doesn't work for me, I realized. So that's it. Just a quick little discussion here. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you prefer star ratings? Do you prefer more of a conversational rating style, focusing on themes and things like that, like I mentioned, or something in between? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. And let's have a discussion together, guys. I hope you are doing well and enjoying the new year. Make sure you are reading more books. We will talk soon.